Hi guys, welcome back to Grim Dawn. Last time we needed to get some scrap for Barnabas, so we paid a visit to Hargrave Island and Burial Hill. We had a look at the detonation area over here. And that was basically just to gain some experience, find a piece of scrap for Barnabas and get a bit of loot. So we did all of that. We got some levels, we got scrap, and we got some loot. We gave the scrap to Barnabas, and now the next thing we have to do is to go down here into the dungeons beneath the prison to deal with the problem to do with the water being poisoned. Before we do that, we'll quickly
Come see what's left of my wares.
have a chat with Kerrick, the salvage dealer. I'll probably start doing a lot of the housekeeping off camera. I don't know that it's all that interesting for people to watch me shopping, you know. And then I can fill you in on what I've done, perhaps. If you don't think that's a good idea, let me know in the comments. So first thing I'm going to do is just get rid of the equipment that we know we don't need. We don't need guns. We don't need shields. We don't need one-handed weapons. Okay, now we need to have a look at these fellas. We don't need that. This is quite a nice piece. It has nice bonuses, and it gives us some poison and acid resistance. We're going to need that. We lose a bit of armor, but it gives 4, so it's 36, and I can boost it again, so in fact it'll be okay. So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to sell that. Sell that. We'll sell that. We have a few belts to have a look at. 15% ether resistance. Now that is quite sweet. Ether resistance is relatively difficult to come across, so I might just hold on to that for the moment. Now this one here is not interesting to me at all. I'm not involved in doing chaos damage, so I can always sell things like that. In general, I'm going to keep pieces that come with bonuses to defense rather than bonuses to offense. I'm going to place the emphasis on defense, on resistances and armor and stuff like that. We'll sell that. You know, the one we're wearing at the moment is giving us fire resistance and cold resistance, so it's pretty good, even though it's a little bit of less armor. So we'll dump that. Okay, we'll hold on to that for the moment. Sell that. We've quite a few components at this point. We've got 3 of these polished emeralds, so I'll push that button and turn it into 1. Now this one, when this is inserted into shield, rings, head and chest armor, it'll give you 8 physique, 8 cunning and 8 spirit. I think I might drop it into this ring here. Now I'll have a quick look and see what. A searing ember. I think I'll buy that. Now I've got 3 of those as well. So now I have a searing ember. Do you see there? When you complete the component, it gives a skill, granted skills, fire blast. Can be put into weapons, shields and caster offhands. So I could drop that into that weapon and it gives us a very, very nice extra attack. I like using this attack for things like spiders and those creepy flies that you see in the marshes. We still don't have enough clipped claws for the moment, and by the time we have enough to make a full component, we're probably going to have found a better weapon than this. So I may drop that in there. Okay. Let's have a look through his rings. Again, what we're looking for is defense, resistances. Poison and acid. You know, that's quite a nice one, but it's too expensive for the moment. We can just about afford it, but I don't really want to spend the money on it. I think we can get by without it for the moment. If we put the cursor over the armor rating down here, we can see what armor rating we have for each item. Remembering that when a monster hits you, the game determines first of all where you're hit, and that the damage is applied there, and the armor of that particular area is taken into account as to how much damage gets through to your character. So you want to try and keep a balance on the armors. And as we can see here, the head is a bit low and the legs are a bit low. So let's just have a quick look and see what the chap has for sale. Well, there's a nice one now, and it's only 112, so we'll take that. So that's a nice little boost. So just the legs, but I think that's all right for the moment.
See you around.
Make a quick journey up to Carlisle. This is Carlisle who looks after. This is the guy who looks after our gear, and I'll just drop all of these. I'm keeping the emerald and the searing ember. I'm going to push the complete components button. You can see why it might be better to do this off camera. I can see this getting very tedious for you guys. Scavenge plating. This is another completed component, and it gives us a plus 15 armor bonus. I'll show you where I'm going to put that now in just 1 minute. Okay.
I'll keep an eye on this.
What we're going to do now is we're going to go down to the dungeons to a place called Devil's Aquifer to clear out the slith. But before we do that, we're going to apply the skill and attribute points that we have. Okay, so we're going to put one into physique for the moment. Now we've reached level 10, so that means that we have access to a second mastery. And I'll just quickly run through one or two of these. One that I'm thinking of later on down the road is Nightblade. It has some interesting skills. This one here, Veil of Shadow, which reduces the offensive ability and the speed of enemies. And Night Chill, which reduces pierce resistance, cold resistance, and poison and acid resistance. The one that's interesting to us there will be pierce resistance. Or Demolitionist. If we take Demolitionist, we become what's called a commando. Demolitionist is really focused on fire, so I'm disinclined to choose that class because I want to stick with physical damage. The shaman is quite good for physical damage, so that's a possibility. I think that would make us a warder. Soldier and shaman would make a warder. So I may choose shaman. Or I may try arcanist. But I'm not sure. I haven't decided. For now we're going to stick with soldier. Okay. What are we going to do now? We have 6 points to spend. Remember, we want to get to War Cry. And this fellow here, which adds an extra 2 meters to the range of our force wave skill. And it adds some damage as well, piercing damage. We need 1 extra point to get there. So I'll take 1 there. I'll put an extra 1 in there. We still have 3 left. We have 5 to get to War Cry. If we put another in here, we get a little bit more piercing damage. And we get 34% physical damage on top. So that's quite nice. If we add here, so that's pretty nice, really, you know. I think what I'm going to do is put another one in here. And put 2 in there. If you want to, if you decide to change your allocations, you can go undo points. And to give you back the points that you have for that turn, or for that level. So let's do 3 like that. I'm gonna do that. So we've increased our... Yeah, that'll do for the moment. We're a little bit closer to War Cry. Good. Now, let's go. Oh, before we go, almost forgot. What are we going to do here? I think I'll drop this into the ring, which is giving us poison and acid resistance. It's likely that we'll have that ring for a little while. You notice when I right click that, it lets me know what it can be dropped into. I'm going to put it into that ring. And you can see our stats are rising, which is nice. I'm going to put the Searing Ember into our weapon. Okay, and I'm going to drop this armor boost into the belt. Now the reason I'm putting it into the belt and not in here, if I had another one I'd put it in there. I'd put it into the trousers, but the reason I'm going to put it into the belt is because that 15 armor bonus will be applied to each of our armor pieces. So this is going to raise our armor rating quite considerably. You'll see now in a minute. We've gone up to 69 from 54, and you'll notice that everything has gone up by 15. I should have shown you that before we did it, but we've gained quite a lot of armor now doing that. So just remember, you want to put armor bonuses onto the belt because they'll be applied, whatever the bonus is will be applied to each of the pieces. There we go. I should have left that with Carlisle just to keep space down. I don't need ether protection right now.
Got something you need stashed? I'll keep an eye on this.
Okay, so as I said, you know, I'll start doing some of this housekeeping off camera, because it's going to get boring for you guys. I'm just doing it for now, just in case there are people watching who may not be familiar with the game. And just before we engage these chaps, I want to show you. If you go down here to the right, to the bar, you have your left mouse button and your right mouse button. If I right click on that, the fire blast skill that is on the weapon will come up, and I can assign that to the right mouse button. And I could apply force wave to the left mouse button if I wanted, or blitz. But I'm going to keep it on weapon attack. So now if I use the right mouse button, I have that nice fire attack. Now ideally it should be that ember should be placed into a weapon that has a nice fire. Oh yeah, it does have, yeah. Well no, the weapon doesn't have a bonus for fire, but ideally it should be put into a weapon that has a nice bonus for fire damage. But it'll do as it is. Okay, let's go. Memory serves, there's a couple of things in here. Okay. These are the convict tunnels which link to the dungeons.
That skill's not ready.
Okay. So you can see there's quite a bit of Walking Dead around. Should be alright. Which way? Let's go this way first.
I can't do that yet.
I wonder, is that any good? No. See the spiders down there? They're the guys that I prefer to use fire on. Okay, so there's a whole lot of fire guys down here, and let's just blitz in, do some damage, and back up. We'll let them come now for a bit. There we go. Some of these aren't breakable. So, nothing we need there. Might be able to get rid of some of these spiders from here. For some reason I'm not a big fan of spiders, and there you go. I mean, I don't suffer from arachnophobia or anything like that, but you see our energy is dropping down there. Just use an energy elixir of spirit. It's an energy potion. You know, that just kind of clears the way for us a little ahead. Let's okay. All I'll do is I'll go through here. Scrap. So you can see how effective Force Wave is. You really don't need anything else. Mind you, now these are not serious enemies. They're really kind of fairly low level. Not a serious threat. Still pretty effective.
That skill's not ready.
Scrap. All right.
That skill's not ready.
Right.
I can't do that yet.
Serrated spike. It's another component. Weapons, shields, and caster off hands. I think it adds piercing damage. All right. We already cleared this area out from the gallery above. Yeah, just there's an untouched meal here, which we need. You can see that our constitution is down a bit low, so we bring that back up. Now we're going into the Devil's Aquifer, where we'll encounter the slits that are causing the water problem. Oh, no, I'm wrong. More damn spiders. This is just the sort of entrance point to the aquifer. I was right. It is the aquifer. Let's see. How do we get to these guys? Okay. Actually, do you know what? I think we missed something up there. Just want to shoot back. I just want to show you this. If I can remember exactly where. I hope I get this right. Over here, there's a crumbling wall. And hidden spoils. Oops, look at that. Those nice green. When you see those greens at this point, that's quite nice. Wow, wow. That's a nice pair of gloves. You have to be level 11 to use them. So we may be able to use those soon enough. Level 13. So we can't actually use any of them right now, but still. They're quite nice, and if we don't use them, we'll be able to sell them for a few bob. Should be handy. Okay. So just as well I remembered that. It's always a good idea to look around, look at walls, just check. There's a lot of secret areas and hidden areas in the game. I'm sure there's some that I'm not finding. If you know of any that you see me miss, just pop a comment below. So, into Devil's Aquifer. More spiders. So the fire is quite effective against the spiders. That's quite nice. Here we go, here's some slith. Now, you see that guy with the star over his head? Farnlam the Vile. He's basically a hero unit, so he's considerably stronger. He's two levels above us, whereas the other guys are one level above us, or the same level. And you can see the name is different in a different color. So this guy is a bit of a threat, you know. This is a battle that we want to take care with. So what I'm going to do is blitz in, hit him as hard as I can a couple of times, and then run out, try to get the guys to bunch up here, get rid of some of the ads. We've been slowed. So get rid of some of the ads in this way.
That Skills not ready.
Okay, we got him. We saw that, I don't know if you noticed it, but our health went down quite a bit there at one point. And we've, the food ration will get us back up. Yeah. I didn't handle that all that well, to be honest. I need to do better than that. But we survived. More slith. So it's important to keep an eye out for these hero units. Sometimes they'll spawn, the game will spawn 2 or 3 of them in the one place, so you need to be careful. That's why generally I don't go around rushing into things. I tend to, particularly when you're playing hardcore, it's best to move ahead cautiously. I wonder, is that a secret area? Let's just run back and check. What was I thinking of? This one here. No, it's not, it's just that. Maybe that's it there, for some reason. No, it doesn't seem to be anything. Sometimes on the map, if you see something like this, kind of half grayed out, it can indicate a secret area, but not in that case, so far as I can see. Just check, make sure there's no other guys come at me. To be careful here, because the boss down here is quite fairly dangerous this time of the game. Level up. Nice. I think we'll do that now as well. What do I want to do? I've put one into cunning. Three more points will get us up to Warcry. I'll put one in there, I'll put one in there, and I'll put one in there. So we'll get Warcry next time. Just want to keep an eye out for the boss. As you can see, I'm just drawing them away from the area rather than rushing in.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, be careful here.
That skill's not ready.
Oh, pay attention. Okay. All right. Which way to go? Yeah. Whoops. We've just found the boss, or rather the boss has just found us. Right, we let him come.
That skill's not ready.
Okay, I'm gonna back away. I'll use a potion.
That skill's not ready.
Gotcha. Okay. Food ration to bring our
My
constitution
inventory is full.
back up. Damn, we're out of room. Let's have a look. Well, that's quite nice. Poison and acid resistance. We can pop that in there. Yes, indeed. Poison resistance is now 52. What's this one? Gives us some defense and health regeneration. Health regeneration. I don't know, I like the poison and acid resistance. Soldier's copper band. That's quite nice. Pop that in there. A hat and a club. We take the club. Okay, so what we have to do now is pop. We've actually finished the quest at this point. What I would normally do if I was playing myself, I'd just pop back to Devil's Crossing using a I'll just show you. You can do your own, if you press this button down here, which you can also put to a I have it key to the X key. You can make a rift. Pop back to Devil's Crossing. And we can
Come see what's left of my wares.
get rid of some of the junk that we don't need. We don't need any of this. And I need time to have a look at the rest. Combine any components we have. Do we need that? No. No. Now,
See you around.
let's go and have a chat with Barnabas. Now that we have killed the slit. Where is it? Not a drop to drink. Return to Barnabas. Vilot, the slit, matriarch, has been slain by your hand. Return to Barnabas. If we go in here and have a look. Greatest monster killed. Vilot, the corruptor. Alright. And bear in mind that you can farm those bosses, you know, so you can pop down there 3, 4, 5 times. All you have to do is just leave the game, go back to the main menu, come back in, and you can go back down again and it'll all be respawned.
Any luck clearing out those sliths? People are starting to beg me for water. I don't know how many more times I can say it'll melt your guts before they just rush me and take it.
I've taken care of it.
Well done. Once I pump out the remaining poisoned water, the spring should be clean enough for drinking. I'll make sure to let people here know how much help you've been. They'll be grateful that they can get a drink without dissolving their intestines. One more thing. Take my rucksack. Useful for hauling back scrap or whatever else you come across. I'm too old for that stuff now.
Notice that the water coming out is green at the moment. Thank you, glad to be of help. Hubum, the water is now nice and clear. Okay, we get some reputation with Devil's Crossing. We get an inventory bag. And we get 500 experience. Excellent. Let's just have a look. There's our extra inventory bag. That one there. As we get extra bags, they'll stack up along here and we can switch in between them. So that's pretty handy. Let's have another chat with Barnabas.
Thanks for all your help. At least we can get a decent drink, even if that drink ain't a finger of whiskey.
Okay, he's a nice old guy. I'm sure we'll be going across there eventually as well, but for now... Oxley. Let's see what the hangman has to say to us.
So Bourbon let you stay. Bah, man is far too trusting. You'll slip eventually. Don't be going far. My noose is lonely.
Okay. So, what we should do now is just go straight back down. And I don't want to just... I want to look at that stuff properly, so... I think we have enough room to go back down. And there's obviously... There it is, a shrine. Good. I just want to finish this out. I'm looking at the clock and I can see that we're getting a little bit over time, which I hope that's okay with you guys. Now that we have the matriarch handled, it's going to be a bit easier. Come on, guys. That's it.
I can't do that yet.
So what I want to do is renovate this shrine. clear out all the ads first, because I have a feeling that this shrine is going to spawn some monsters. We're getting to the point now where we don't need to look at white items anymore, so I may just filter them out fairly soon. It's always worth checking. Nothing. If you zoom in, you can see that the developers have taken quite a nice, gone to some trouble to get a nice bit of detail into the game. You don't see it so much when you're zoomed out, but when you zoom in, I think personally that they've done a great job. I quite like the graphics in this game. Some people say they're dated, you know, but I don't. I like the style. I think the datedness, or what some people might call datedness, is just really, can just be regarded as a style. That's the way I look at it anyway. I quite like it. I've played a tiny bit of Diablo 3, and I don't know, I'm not mad about the graphics in that game. Okay, this is a ruined shrine. So that's okay, we're not going to be attacked. There's another kind of shrine that you will be attacked if you repair it. So we'll come across one of those later on. So I think that's it. I think we've completed the Devil's Aquifer. The shrine is, you can see it there. There it is. That's it. We've done the Devil's Aquifer, so I think we can just go straight back. So I'll just pop a rift. In we go. Back to Devil's Crossing. Okay guys, we'll leave it at that for today. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please give me a like. Consider subscribing if you'd like to get more videos. Thanks for watching.